Are you over the surreal, or is this real yet?
Oh, I'd say so. I mean, it's when you get to a football office and you get to work and it's time to work, it feels like what you've been doing for several years. And there's flashes, like when you're driving home and you actually own a house in Manhattan, and you get to see your wife there, and she's excited about it, and live here in Manhattan, something that I didn't know if I'd ever get a chance to do again, and but something also you kind of always desire to do. So there's flashes, but we're getting in a groove and having a lot of fun.
How quick was your yes?
Oh, it was immediate. Colin and I had been talking about this moment for years. Just about every off season, there were, legitimate things that were going on in his world, and he'd be always calling me saying, "Hey, this is happening. How do you feel?" And the response was always, "Just tell me when." So yeah.
What are your thoughts on the special teams tradition of this place?
Well, it's extremely rich. The time I've spent away from here confirms a lot of great things about Kansas State, but there was certainly a great tradition that people knew about. So, getting a chance to work for Shane Beamer, Frank Beamer, right? My experience just talking nationally to folks, there's a great respect for Bill Snyder and Frank Beamer, and the first thing they want to talk to you about is special teams. And so to be a part of that is special, but to be the one that has the baton in his hand to move it forward is an incredible responsibility, and I take it very seriously and passionate about it. So it means a lot, but it's something that's a part of our identity and has been for a long time, and it's something that we will continue to educate the current group about and hopefully continue to grow.
Is it some of the secret sauce for this place?
I certainly believe so. Obviously, I'm a little biased. But the hope is that all three phases are doing a great job, and we certainly know that we need to pull our weight here and hope to.
I was kind of last few years, I would see your dad up in the press box with the Toledo games on when you guys were playing. How nice is it just to have the whole family, under the same roof again?
Oh, it's great, and it's something that you never knew if it was going to happen again. It's something that when you enter this profession, you sort of accept that there's a chance you might only see your family close by, maybe never again. But for me, it was interesting because, my in-laws, I'm married now. I met my wife in South Carolina. They're very eager to be around. They would always come to games wherever we were. Obviously, when I met her down there, we were close to home because her parents went to South Carolina. So I had the chance to be around her family. But when we went to Toledo, they came to several games. My family in my entire 5 years of being away only made it to one. And that's because there's a priority, and that is Kansas State. And so to be back is really special. To see my family more than twice a year is really special. But they're looking at me just like all the other fans, saying, "We want to win," and so that's a lot of fun to get be coaching for the home team again.
You wouldn't want that any other way, though.
No, it's kind of wrapping back to the special teams tradition piece. I mean, it's something that I take very personally. So, when you watch it from afar or get a chance to glimpse at a game, you hope it's going well there, and so to have a chance to be directly involved is a big deal and something that I wouldn't trade for anything.
What's been your impression of just the players, athletes so far?
They're eager. I had my first voluntary special teams meeting, and 40 guys showed up at 7 o'clock at night, because that was the best available time, and I was very impressed by that. They're eager. There's a hunger to do right. There's a hunger to please, but that naturally happens a lot of times with new staffs. But I'm very excited about them. They're smart people. They're smart players. We've had a chance to see them move athletically just a little bit. So, we got our work cut out for us in terms of getting things in the places they need to be. But when it comes to seeing different groups of kids it's all about just building relationships with them, and these guys are eager to do that with me, and I'm excited to do that with them.
Stan, do you remember the first time you maybe thought that Colin would be cut out to be a head coach?
Oh, yeah. Probably the first time I ever went through a stations workout with him when I was 18. I mean, this guy's going to be special. You just knew it. He's magnetic as a leader. He clearly has a competitive spirit that is going to be a championship level thing that you want to be a part of. And it was just a matter of what he wanted to do with that in his life. So I guess parlay that with when I heard he was going to be a football coach. That's how that answer would be.
We keep hearing the magnetic thing. Can you just describe that?
Let me try to encapsulate it in like a story I might tell you that would make you just confirm it. We'd be walking off the field in 2011, so that Cotton Bowl season, and that guy just carried the ball 30 times. And he would be taking his shoulder pads off in the locker room, and you would literally be able to see imprints of face masks in his skin, bruises everywhere. The guy could barely walk, and he wouldn't say boo about complaining about anything. You think that gave everybody a license to say, there's probably nothing that is so bad that I can complain about anything, right? And it became so clear there that he was excellent with his skill level at what he was doing. And whatever he was going to do, he's going to be excellent. You just knew it. But he was unselfish and tough and going to do whatever it takes to get the job done in the highest integrity way. People want to be a part of that. And so, you know, that was when it was so clear to me that this guy is unique and special, and we're going to go far as a football team. And, you know, exchange 30 carries for whatever it takes to be a great head coach. People are going to be attracted to that.
Who excites you? You know, the special teams guys that you know are coming back, like Luis or maybe some other guys.
Yeah, I was fortunate to get hired as the first coaching hire, and so I had a chance to meet everybody in December before they went home. And what was apparent with me when I took our three returning guys, you know, out to dinner was they don't have very good taste in restaurants, because my wife and I are like, hey, we'll take you wherever you want. What do you think? And they're like, Buffalo Wild Wings. I love Buffalo Wild Wings, but there was about a dozen other unique to Manhattan spots that I was eager to get to. And I said, okay, we'll do it. But all three of those guys are great teammates, and I have had brief opportunities to see them as players on the grass, other than obviously studying the film. I think we're very lucky. We have a solid group of guys, and you know, tying it back to when I say, you know, the other thing that was helpful, the fact that I got here in December, was I got a head start on piecing together the rest of the room, and we recruited some really competitive players. So I have no idea who our starters are going to be, and I've expressed that to them. But you know, my conversation with Simon, my first one was, I'm going to bring in another punter, and it's going to make you better. And he was all in, and that's when I knew he was going to be a great teammate and the right guy. He wasn't intimidated by that. Did the same thing with our snapper, Andrew Johnson. Did the same thing with Luis, and here we are. And they've done a great job of gelling, which is an important thing, because you know, anytime you have a group that's directly competing with each other for really one spot, right, like a quarterback or a kicker, there can be easily some animosity. But they haven't done that at all. They've worked together nicely, and I'm really pleased, because however it falls, we're going to have hopefully some depth there, and I anticipate we will, because I'm confident in all of them.
Time for a couple more. What are your go-to food spots then?
Taco Lucha. Yes, I've been talking to them about trying to get one of those Manhattan High discount cards, because that was 10% off. I always took it every time. And I haven't found the source of that. So if you sell those, I'm interested. All right, we're in, Kellis. But that's a spot you talk about, you know, when you're wherever you're saying, man, if I could just get some of that queso tonight, you know. So my wife was like, you think they're gonna ask you how many times you've been to Taco Lucha? And I was like, I don't know if I know the number, because within the first week it was 4 times, I think. But that's my number one.
You got
Everyone
your own spot yet?
at the table, you're saying?
Yeah.
No, I'm not biased about where we sit. I've had to sit at the bar a few times at a few places because when my wife was gone for 5 weeks, so you just, you know, not even to drink, you just sit there to eat because you're not trying to take up a table. But I've gotten to know the managers and the bartenders, and Mick Schaefer's son is a bartender there. So yeah, Aiden. So I was like, I recruited you in high school. So it was. They've thrown in a free queso every now and then, but I'm looking for one of those Manhattan High cards so I can. Hey, when you get married and Amazon's a thing, you still need the discounts.